there's a first time for everything. Everyone has started somewhere. Everyone has been at that place where it's like, I've never done this before. It comes in different ways for everyone. It doesn't have to always come in that way that's familiar to you or how it always comes for everyone else. Everyone has a different story on how things come into their life. Hello, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about being ready and accepting that you're ready and allowing yourself to open up to being ready. Because a lot of the time I feel like we are ready for something, or we're curious about something, or we want to go after something, but potentially the environment we find ourselves in, we hold ourselves back from that a little bit. Don't let someone else not being ready stop you from being ready. So let's just say you're in a group and you're with your friends and there's this golden opportunity that shows up, and whatever, someone tells you about the opportunity and inside your head, you're like, whoa, like that sounds so cool. Like I'm ready, I want to try that. But then everyone else says out loud, oh no, like that's not for me. Like that doesn't sound like it's it. Like I'm not ready for that, or whatever the case may be. But in your head, you're like, oh, but I am ready. But everyone else isn't ready. So you know what? I'm not going to go after it because this whole group isn't ready. This whole environment that I find myself in isn't ready. So I'm not going to go after it. No, if you are ready, go after it. It's okay that not everyone else in your environment is ready or is doing the things that, you want to do. It's okay that maybe the environment you find yourself in is completely opposite from what you're feeling deep down inside. Maybe everyone else wants to cook eggs and you want to cook an omelet. I just came up with that analogy on the spot, but I'm not saying that an omelet is better than eggs or an eggs is better than an omelet, but I'm just saying that you want to cook an omelet and other people want to cook eggs right now. And that's okay. It's okay that you want to do something different than you're already doing. And it's okay to accept that you are ready for that change, even when maybe the environment you find yourself in or the friends you're hanging out with or whatever, it could even be family, is not ready for that, or that's just not their thing. It's okay that you have a different thing than the people you love or the people you surround yourself with. It's okay to branch off and do something different. And I feel like that's really important because we all have our own different destinies and purposes and things that align with us and things that don't align with us. And it's inevitable that those things are different because we're all different human beings. So allow yourself to experience that human experience that you are meant to experience and allow them to experience theirs. And it's okay if that's different. And it's okay if they look at what you're doing as something they maybe don't favor or it just doesn't align with them. And whatever the case may be, don't let that hold you back from being ready. If you're ready, go after it. Don't wait on everyone else to be ready for you to be ready for something that you know that deep down you are ready for. Another analogy that I came up with, I'm huge on analogies, and even my best friend, she knows, like anytime she's in like a certain situation, she's like, I need an analogy from you. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come up with one. But another analogy is like everyone's in this room and there's this phone and it keeps ringing and it keeps ringing and it keeps ringing, but no one wants to pick up the phone. But in the back of your head, you have this inkling like, I want to pick up that phone and see what it has to offer, see what's calling. But you hold yourself back from doing so because no one else is picking up the phone. It just keeps ringing and ringing and ringing and no one picks it up. You can try to go pick up that phone and see what it has to offer and experience that. Life is meant to be experienced, so allow yourself to experience the things that you want to experience, even if it may be different than what everyone else is doing. I also feel like sometimes when other people aren't ready for something, but you are ready for something, you settle for the not being ready. You settle for not going after it. Like, for example, if you find yourself in a situationship and you're ready for a relationship, you're ready to commit, but the other person isn't ready to commit, even though you are ready for that step, you are ready to commit, you hold yourself back to a situationship or non-commitment just because the other person isn't ready. So just because the person isn't ready, you're choosing not to be ready, even though deep down you are ready. When really in that type of situation, there may need to be some distance because you're just in different points in life. You are ready to be committed and one person is not ready to be committed. But you going back to the non-commitment side is you settling or going back to that non-ready side, even though you are ready for something more. You're ready to align with a different you're ready to align with a different life for yourself now. That's also another example that plays into this holding yourself back from being ready when you know that you're aligning with something different now. You know, being honest with yourself and starting to respond differently so that you allow yourself to align with those things that truly do fit you and that truly do feel the best for you. I feel like that is super important to you and your life and what you deserve to experience in this life. And it's okay. I'm not saying that non-commitment or situationships are a bad thing, or that commitment and relationships are a bad thing, or they're better, whatever it is. I'm saying that people are at different points in their life, and it's okay to be at this point of non-commitment, but being honest with yourself that that's not where you're at and that you want to be in a place of commitment. It's important to be honest with yourself about that. And I feel like it's just important in living a lifestyle that you genuinely want to live. Living a life that you love. Being authentically the best version of yourself is being honest about what you truly want in life. And not holding back what that want is for settlement, for settling, for comfortability, for not going into the unknown because you don't know what it brings. So really what I'm trying to say from this video is to go all in. This is your sign to go all in what you want to go all in on. So if there's this certain project that you've always wanted to start, but you've just held yourself back from starting it for whatever reason there may be, go after it. If there's something that you've wanted to put more of your heart and soul into, or just more energy in that direction, go for it. Go for it. Life is so unpredictable, and with the time that we do have here and being in this present moment, knowing that you're healthy and in a space where you have the ability to go after whatever you want to go after it. Even if it's something scary, even if it's like, oh, but I've never done that. There's a first time for everything. Everyone has started somewhere. Everyone has been at that place where it's like, I've never done this before. It comes in different ways for everyone. It doesn't have to always come in that way that's familiar to you or how it always comes for everyone else. Everyone has a different story on how things come into their life and how things develop and further themselves and expand. So allow yourself to get to that point where you at least just start. Start where you are. So there's this man named Chris Gardner, and he wrote the book Start Where You Are. And he's actually the same man whose life is influenced within the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. That movie is based off his life. And everyone always asks him, like, how did you cause that miracle to start? How did you get from being homeless to becoming this multimillionaire? And he writes this book about just start where you are. You look ahead at all these obstacles and you feel like it's too much. But when you start where you are, where you focus in on the present and just allow yourself to head in that direction, but starting where you are, not looking at the whole staircase, not even seeing the whole staircase, but just taking one step at a time. And the reason why I used that staircase as an analogy is because Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. says faith is not seeing the whole staircase, but just taking one step at a time, if I'm not mistaken. That is definitely the basis of the quote, but I don't know if he exactly says it in that exact way. But that is really what faith is, because you don't see the whole picture, but you're still continuing to take a step and a next step and a next step and a next step. And that's trusting life. That's trusting the unknown. That's trusting that your intentions are going to be created into something absolutely amazing, because they are, especially when your intentions are powerful and positive and full of faith. For sure, great outcomes will come from that. And they may come in unpredictable, maybe very surprising ways, but in the end, you're going to realize why it happened the way it happened. I feel like I repeat myself so much on this channel, but a lot of lessons are based off of trusting the unknown. So many lessons are based off of that. because it's a huge thing in people's lives to want to get from one place to another, to get from A to B, to expand and experience something different than they're already experiencing. And a lot of that comes from stepping into the unknown and just trusting and putting one foot in front of the other and starting where you are and staying present and learning and living and ultimately having patience. So yeah, this is your sign to go all in. You are ready. You know you're ready too. You're ready to start maybe saying no to those things that you really want to say no to, but you keep saying yes just to settle or to have comfortability for yourself or others. It's time to go all in. You're ready to start that project you want to start. It's time to go all in. You are ready to try that thing that you've always wanted to try. It's time to go all in and see what that experience can bring you and see what that experience can create for you in your life. You deserve that. You deserve to go all in because this is your life. You deserve to go all in, especially if you're feeling ready. You deserve to utilize that readiness and not let anything or anyone hold you back from that readiness. It's okay to want to go a different direction. It's okay to want to try something different. So I hope that this video inspired you to do so. And this is coming from a place of personal experience. I definitely used to be someone who felt called to do something different, who had that inkling to do something different than what people around me were doing, but held myself back because no one else was going after it. And so I was like, well, if no one else is doing that, I'm not gonna do it, you know? It's like that feeling of the need to conform, because a lot of us grow up being taught that conforming is the way to go. It's the safest route, it feels the most comfortable. And it does, it feels comfortable. But sometimes you have that feeling afterwards left over where it's like, but what if? And you deserve to explore those what ifs, especially if they are something that feel positive and exciting for you in your life. But anyways, remember that you are completely capable of becoming the authentic best version of yourself, and that everything is always working out for you no matter what it seems like at any given point in time. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. It's a rainy day out today. Usually I start filming right when the sun is rising because it just feels nice, like getting the morning sun and also filming. But today is rainy and the sun is not out. It is sunrise time, but it's not here.